Good morning, everybody. I want to welcome you here to Prog Monster. My name is Murph. I am the host of this show, a show dedicated to progressive rock and other forms of rock music. Better start off good. So, we're here to do the first kind of episode of the week, even though we did do the series one this morning. And that episode is this week. So, this week is basically a show that I do every week in which I talk about what is going to be going on the channel for the week that we're talking about now. My regular shows, which I have 9 of, and then the series that we're running for the month of June. Actually going to talk a little bit about next month's series as well. And I may go back and talk about some stuff that happened in the past. So the only thing in the past is I still have not got to do that What's New episode of the Flower Kings. I do apologize. This is taking forever, but it's just there's so many things going on. My new baseball lineup came out earlier than I thought, so I'm having to deal with that as well. So, anyways, we're gonna get down to it. So that was the only real concern for the last few weeks. So we're gonna start with the shows. So obviously the first one is the one we're doing. And we've already discussed that, so and that will come out as soon as I'm able to upload it, which will probably be between 12 and 12:30. The next show up is the live stream, which is Into the Progverse. I've already posted the live stream connections for tonight, which will be at 8 o'clock, and we're going to be talking about my Wobbler collection. I have all 5 of their studio albums. So that's my topic for tonight. The next show up is Monday's Look Back at a Classic Rock Album. I gave this album a little bit longer in the playlist before I decided to do a classic review of it because it is a double album, so it required more time, over 100 minutes worth of time on the Giant P label, of course, Electric P label, featuring IQ's Subterranea. That will be the album that we're doing for Look Back at a Classic Rock Album this week. Great album. I love it. Next up is the new series that we will be running. Oh, sorry. The live, the Look Back comes out at 8 o'clock. All the shows pretty much come out at 8 o'clock. So Tuesday at 8, we have the new mini series that we will be running for. I think me and Ben have agreed on doing 6 episodes of this, and it's going to be him giving me a question and then I'm going to answer it. So I'm just going to call this The Question, and basically the question that he's given me this week will involve these 2 bands, Genesis and Yes. What are my favorite 10 Yes and Genesis songs combined? So we're going to take my top 10 songs from the 2 bands combined, and I'll give them to you in probably a rundown list from 10 to first or worst to first, or whatever you want to call it. He did ask me to do the albums as well, but I decided not to do the albums because we have a Battle of the Masterpiece albums going on right now. I don't really want to give away anything until then because, frankly, I'm not even sure myself. So, anyways, that will be the new series Tuesday at 8 o'clock. Wednesday at 8, which is favorites. So last week I did those 5 albums that people dished that I love. This week we're going to do the reverse then. It just makes sense to do it. My albums I dished that you love. So that will be Wednesday at 8 o'clock. The next show up is Outliers, and for Outliers I'm going to do this album. So Yes is going to be getting some love this week. Drama, which I consider to be a bit of an outlier on their music, mostly because John Anderson isn't on it. So we will be talking about that album on Outliers this week, Thursday at 8 o'clock. Friday at 8 o'clock, we have Who Did It Better? I think a lot of people kind of like this one. It's an interesting series. I'm not really a song-oriented person as much as an album-oriented person, but I do like the occasional kind of challenge this way. So he's given me a song that I'm very familiar with both versions, and that's Rocky Mountain Way from Joe Walsh and Triumph. which are the two bands that did it. So we will be doing that for Who Did It Better, which will be Friday at 8. Saturday at noon, the Battle of the Masterpiece Albums. This will be the final episode of the first round. This one has 5 albums in it because I had 61 masterpieces, so the extra one went here. 2 of these albums will go on to fill out the semifinals, so the first and second album will both go in this time. And the albums that we're including in this, Paul Simon's Graceland, Black Sabbath's Master of Reality, BOC's Blue Oyster Cult's, Fire of Unknown Origin, Peter Gabriel's Security, and the final one will be Nursery Crime from Genesis. So this should be an interesting battle. I have my idea who might be the 2 best, but it could be a little bit different. There's a couple of albums in here I'm not quite sure about whether they're going to qualify or not. So that will be Saturday at 12, and then Saturday at 8 will be What's New. I've chosen an album that I got off of Brendan Snyder's show. He did his weekly updates that he usually does every week on what's new for the week, or whatever he wants to. I don't know what he calls it. I can't remember, but basically he talks about every album that is relevant that came out during that weekend. He does a fantastic job breaking down the albums, all of the information that you want to know, type of music it is, who's producing it, who's on it, how many songs, everything. He just does it all. It's fantastic. Fast, one of the best displays of how to do it on the internet, so far as I'm concerned. And so I took an album from one of the albums that he brought out and decided I was going to do that because it intrigued me. It's called Teaser Suite, and the album is Night Stalker. So I believe these are a European band, but I'm not 100% sure. I'll know more when I get to the album anyways. And there's a female vocalist, but they're kind of a new wave of heavy metal sounding type band. So I'm looking forward to doing this for What's New at 8 o'clock on Saturday. So that's it for the regular shows. Now for the series. So the series is now into its third week, I believe. Third week, yep. We have another 7 great tracks, great episodes. I've picked, so basically for those who haven't followed, this is 30 bands that have a member that went on to have greater success, or with a bigger band, or more commercial success, however you want to put it, with other bands. So I've got another 7 this week. Should be interesting. I think most of these are pretty good. I have a couple of outliers here. One of them is I'm doing one where there's more than one person that was in the band that went on to form a second band. So these guys were all in one band, and they left and made another band, and I think you'll see why I decided to do that. And then the next month's series, I decided today or yesterday that I'm going to finally do my favorite 31 albums from the 1969 year. I like to do one of these year ones once in a while. This was the year that I wanted to do, and so we're going to do that for next month of July. So there'll be 31 episodes of my 31 favorite albums that came out in 1969. So that's it as far as the channel is concerned for the week. Hopefully you can join me for some of these episodes. I hope that you will enjoy them as well. So have yourself a good day, a good evening, and goodbye.